Hey, greetings everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here with my dear friend Fraulein Franke, Marlene. Welcome to the Steadfast and Loyal podcast.
You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep, put 'em in the ground. Blood on their hands, they're hellbound. Sing a song. Ooh, they're gonna burn it down. Sing a song before they burn it down.
A lot been going on here in the United States of America, here in the state of Texas, all across the world, and I thought that we'd tackle a couple of really important issues that we are seeing, that we're facing. Of course, this is Monday, the 15th of June. Yesterday, Sunday, the 14th of June, was the 251st Army birthday and also Flag Day. And it was also the day that we learned that there was an agreement, a deal that was made with the number one sponsor of Islamic terrorism in the world. That's the Islamic Republic of Iran. I tend to believe that we don't dance in the end zone, we don't spike the football, because if you know the history of Iran, we should be very careful about entering into this, and we should go in with all of our eyes wide open. As Ronald Reagan once said, trust but verify. I don't think you can trust, and we definitely have to verify it. But of course, sometime in this week, there will be a signing. We hear that it may be in Geneva, Switzerland. And then comes the hard part, it's the details. And so, Marlene, when you heard about this on Sunday evening, the president put out on Truth Social that we have an agreement and all of these things are going to happen. What was your initial reaction? What was your initial thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me. It was really interesting because my husband Jeff and I, we were having this very long discussion before the deal, the news of the deal came out, and we were just bouncing back and forth, like, what are the options with this country? And from a military standpoint, Jeff was like, look, we've done everything we can do without putting boots on the ground, which nobody wants to do, right? That could be.
But see, this is my point. When the enemy knows that you have restrictions and restraints and constraints that you put on yourself,
Right.
that's a gap by which they can exploit you.
Exactly. Yes.
That's
I
my
agree.
big concern. Yeah.
So getting away from that conversation, because it changed obviously yesterday, I said to Jeff, period, and I always have, I don't, and I think I've said it on your show a few times, I don't trust this regime as far as I could throw them. They're liars, they're cheaters. I think what they're doing now is they're going to sign this deal. They're going to get right back to business. And it might be in a very slow, methodical way where they're going to follow the rules of this deal for a while. But their goal is to get back to what they do best, terror.
Yeah.
And holding the world hostage in ways that they have. So, has the war been, and I wouldn't even say war, I guess, but military operation, has it been worth it? I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see. I mean, obviously, Iran is a lot weaker than it was 100 days ago or so, but I don't think that their mind has been changed.
They're not defeated.
No, they're not at all. And I don't, and I think it's a horrible thing to say. And I, as a citizen and never serving in the army or the military, I have always been of the belief that you just have to wipe them all out. All of them. The IRGC, all the leaders, just all of them. That's what we did in World War II.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that on the way up here. I'm like, what happened in World War II with Hitler and his whole wackadoodle regime? Because that's really what they were.
Absolutely. The parallels, and I was just over in Normandy for the 82nd anniversary of D-Day. I go back and think about 1938 when, Neville Chamberlain traveled over to Munich, Germany, and sat down with Adolf Hitler in the Munich Accords. And of course, Neville Chamberlain comes back and gets off the airplane and waves a piece of paper. I have a, signed document from Herr Hitler, and there will be peace in our time. And then less than a year, Hitler overruns Czechoslovakia, overruns Poland, and he just says that document was just a piece of paper.
Right.
That's my concern, because as you just articulate, sure, we knocked off some of their leaders, but they really don't care.
No.
The same structure, the same regime is still in place. We're saying that, okay, the Straits of Hormuz are open, but who's controlling it? They are. Right. And so we're going to ask their permission, no, I'm serious. I mean, we're saying, we're saying,
the same way.
We're saying, don't, you can't have any tolls, but guess what? They're still shipping out oil and gas, and that's going to go to the regime, and those revenues are going to be used to do what? To make it a better lifestyle for the Iranian people? No. And look, everybody, we're not sitting here bashing, President Trump, because I know there are people who are going to say, oh, you're just a Trump hater. Well, no. What we're doing is try to objectively look at this and analyze this, because this has been going on for 47 years. Yes, President Trump did something that no other American president has done, but you still have to realize who you're dealing with. And I often think about the little story, the metaphor of the frog and the snake. When the snake wanted to get across the river. And what did he do? He asked the frog for a ride across the river. And of course, the frog brings him across the river, and then the snake bites the frog. And the frog says, well, why did you do that? He said, I'm a snake. It's what I do.